I'm pulling it so hard. But hold the thread with two hands and pass the thread through the needle bar. Now I am stuck. As you can see, the fabric is really stretched out. So yeah, you can just I'm not sure if you can see the holes. I'm not sure if I made it really tight, like the tension is really tight, so I will try again. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Luis and this is Kidiko. So it's another day of trying out my Poolin EOC05 machine. So I plan on using my embroidery machine today since I have put it off since the last episode. So if you haven't watched it, I will link it down below. So as you can see in the intro, I have tried and failed on using my embroidery machine, and I have reached out to the Poolin Community group on Facebook, and they have given out their suggestion that I will try today. So I put a pause on practicing on my machine because we focus on launching our business, which is Kidiko. So the last stage of our business took a huge chunk of our time, but right now I have time and then I would like to try my Poolin machine again. Upon doing my research about embroidery, I learned that there's so many kinds of stabilizer that we can use, and each one of them has its own purpose. And unfortunately, I don't have the rest of it. So what I do have is the tearaway stabilizer that came with the equipment, and I also purchased a different kind of tearaway stabilizer before I ordered my Poolin machine. And then I have purchased a sticky water soluble stabilizer. However, I learned from the Poolin Community group on Facebook that I shouldn't use tearaway stabilizer. They said that I should use a cutaway stabilizer or a cutaway mesh stabilizer. So like I said, unfortunately I haven't had that, but eventually I will be purchasing it and will try very soon. So speaking of Poolin Community group on Facebook, so if you are like me, 100% beginner that has little knowledge about embroidery or the machine itself, so let's say just for a future hobby or future business, I suggest that you join the Poolin Community group on Facebook. They are helpful when it comes to embroidery and using the machine. They will give you suggestion on which kind of stabilizer you can use for different fabric. So they will let you know what problems you are dealing. For example, like if you're dealing with the tension or there's puckering that's going on with your clothes. So they have a lot of tips that they can share. And honestly, they will encourage you to practice and have the best version or best work on your embroidery too. So far, most of my questions in the group are embroidery related. But if you have a problem with the machine itself, they will share information with you or things that they have done similar to the situation that you're dealing. And if not, if you have a problem with the machine itself, they will give you the technical support that you will need. So honestly, I might have quit if I wasn't part of the group because like I said, I am a beginner and I have little knowledge about embroidery. And if you watch on YouTube, it can be overwhelming. Well, watching a lot of tutorials on YouTube is an excellent way of learning a skill. But like if you're like me and if you want to narrow it down to one problem at a time, I think it's really best to join the community and then seek help in the group. Yes, most of them are really helpful and friendly, and it's really nice to be a part of a community that supports each other. So with that being said, here's the suggestions that I got from the group. So for now, I still don't have a cutaway stabilizer, so I will be using the tearaway stabilizer. So this is the stabilizer that came with the equipment, but I also purchased a tearaway stabilizer. So I purchased it before I realized that there's a free tearaway stabilizer. So this is from New Bro Thread. I don't know how to say it. So this is from New Bro Thread, and this is a tearaway stabilizer. And once again, this is from the same brand. So this is the sticky water soluble paper stabilizer that I will be using today. So my strategy for now is I will be using this for the large hoop, and then the usual tearaway stabilizer and then water soluble on the smaller hoop. Okay, so today I'm still going to use my daughter's old clothes. So it's the same fabric from the last video. It's a thin fabric and stretchable. So even though we still don't have a cutaway mesh stabilizer, I will be using a tearaway stabilizer, but I think this time I will be putting at least 2 stabilizer at the back. So we will be using this. If I'm going to be honest with you, good thing that the machine, they have a free cutaway stabilizer, because at least like for me, as a beginner, I'm not wasting the proper stabilizer that I should be using on the clothes that I will be selling in the future. So for the smaller hoops, I will be using again my daughter's old clothes, so the same material as the previous one. As you can see, it's quite thin, it's stretchy. Now that we're done hooping our fabric, so I will change the setup. So now let's start embroidery. So we will have our first attempt on the bigger hoops. I will be showing you how I managed to separate the patterns and do it side by side. So I'm gonna show you how to put this pattern and then a design all together. As long as you press, this one it looks like emerge. So if you press this, so now it's separated with each other, you can just put your design and then it will be showing on our screen now. So with this, as you can see, we cannot move it. That's where we will go to our configuration. So okay, now I will be changing the frame because I will be using the bigger hoop. Okay, you can just press save. There we go. So now I'm not going to be using this pattern, but I just wanted to show you what I did to be able to separate this. I want to put it side by side. Just press single, press the press the arrow. You can just now you can just drag it anywhere you go, as long as you don't go outside of the border. Next, and then there you go. So if you want to rotate it, just click the multi, so both of them are going to be rotated at the same time. Okay, so we can also change the size of our design, so we can still put a lot design within the frame that we have. So I will choose a different pattern. Now, like I said, I'm just gonna choose okay. So what I'm gonna do now, before I rearrange them all together, I'm going to be rotating it first. So hit save, and then that's where we try to rearrange it. Okay, so I think I am kind of satisfied with this. So I'm not very particular with the design that I chose. I just wanted to try changing the size and showing you how to rotate and then rearrange your patterns, your built-in patterns. And I guess we can start as long as we put some thread. I think I just wanna use the color that is in here. I am satisfied with the color choices in here. I don't want to change it, but you can change your color in here. But as of now, I am satisfied with what we have, what's already in here. Now let's start with color 33. Okay, another tip that I saw on YouTube this time is to try to change your speed, because sometimes it's not the tension that's a problem, or it's not your stabilizer. Sometimes they said it's a speed problem. So for now, I would like to try lowering my speed to 300 or 350. Okay, so let's try with 350. And then on the next one, let's try it on the usual 450. And let's see if it's gonna be better if it's a lower speed or the usual 450. We changed the setup. So from the living room, we went inside the room, and the moment that I'm not watching my embroidery, this happens again. Right now, I just wanted to finish what I've started because I still have like another one that I will be trying. I'm gonna take my loss right now because we changed from the living room to here. I didn't notice that I made a mistake, or like I'm just letting it like go and not watching it. So now I made a mistake with it. The reason why we moved from the living room to our bedroom is because like they need to, like my son needs to be in his playpen. So this is the downside if you don't have your own space, your own workroom. You have to adjust, you have to move as you go. And good thing the table that we purchased has wheels on it, so we can just easily like change our setup, change our location. So yes, so it is what it is, and we're gonna start again. And then so if you seeing difference in our setup right now, just letting you know that I moved from the living room to the bedroom. Right now, I'm not sure if since this happened, if I can delete the last one and just continue what I already started. So there's so many things that happen that I notice as I go. For example, like if you're like me and if you're plan on selling using your Poolin EOC05, especially it only has one needle, and if you want to use like multiple colors, it can be doable, but like it's a hard work because, well, I guess it depends on the design that you choose. It can be doable in the sense that you can just it's up to your design, or up to your how you can change the thread fast. Because like personally for me, like I'm still having a hard time changing the thread. Now I noticed like how long does it take for one pattern with multiple colors to be done. Well, it's really up to you, but that's my thoughts and opinions for now. So I guess let's continue again. So I don't think I will be able to do this pattern because like I said, I already stitched this part. So we can just like exit, probably exit embroidery mode. Okay, and I guess we're done. So one cool thing that I must say for the machine, I am not sure if this works for all of the embroidery machine, but like I said, we moved from the living room to my bedroom. We did it when we're on the middle of the embroidery. I noticed that it was saved in here. Save the last thing that you've done, so you can just continue it. So I guess it's a plus, like if you're like me that doesn't have space and you need to move around with your embroidery. I think this one's good. So now we're gonna try the water-soluble stabilizer on, again, my daughter's old clothes. So I'm gonna be honest with you. The reason why I bought the water-soluble stabilizer is because I'm going to be dealing with a delicate fabric. This fabric that we're gonna do right now, it's also stretchable and then it's really thin. But the last one, it's kind of the same, but on the last one, like, it looks like I don't need to put the sticky water soluble because it works well. So I didn't have any puckering that happened on my large hoop, even though that, yes, I made a mistake of stitching the fabric all together. But like right now, I don't see any reason for me to use the water soluble. But again, I guess let's try. We're going to change the hoop size again, and then let's choose a pattern. Also, like I said before, I changed the speed from 450 to 350, but this time I wanted to check if I don't need to change the speed. Okay, so now that I have a thread on the, so I think I wanted to change the color. I'm not gonna be moving this, but I'm just going to resize the dolphin so that it's not gonna overlap with the border. So remember that I chose a different color for, I guess, like the waves. I don't know how it became like this because usually it will stop and then will remind you that you need to change your thread. So I don't know what happened, but well, it turns out okay because it still looks good. I know that the color that I chose might not look good in this kind of pattern, but because the reason why I would chose different color because I wanted to try I'm still like learning how to change the thread properly. So I know that I already showed you what I did in the previous video, which is this one. So I guess for just comparison, let's see if I improved or not. Okay, so in the previous video, we can see that it stretched out. It's really not a good quality. And before, I just used one stabilizer. The same thing that I did before is I still use a tearaway stabilizer and then the fabric is the same. So I know that I already mentioned this one, but okay, let's see. So as you can see, I think I'm okay with the design and I don't see any problems from the previous video. So I think I improved so much just because I added 2 layers of tearaway stabilizer on a thin and stretchy fabric. My main problem with this one is I stitch it together, so I need to cut the fabric again or cut the embroidery. So that's my biggest problem right now. And with this one, I didn't learn my lesson. I didn't wash. Once again, I stitch it together. Since like I am a beginner, I need to always be focusing on what I'm doing. Like I am happy with the result, and as you can see, I guess because we put 2 tearaway stabilizer and then on top of it we already put a water soluble stabilizer. I don't see any gaps at all and I think it's a good quality. So other than that, let's try dipping this with water and let's see if it's gonna dissolve fast, and let's see the outcome of it. So I have a bowl of water in here. So how do we do this? So I'm just gonna dip it like this and then let's see how it goes. So you can see it dissolved fast, and I guess let's just try to wipe it out because it's really sticky. Okay, so here I try to remove everything as much as I can, and I think, why am I still sticky? Okay, there might be a way for it to be to remove this much better and much efficient, but so right now I'm just rubbing it, trying to remove the gunk. So right now, yes, it dissolved fast, but if you touch it, it's still sticky, and so it leaves a really sticky texture. But I'm not sure if we let it dry, and then it might get better after that. But right now, even if I just pinch this, I can still feel the gooey texture. Now, I think I need to research on how to use the sticky water soluble, because if I am going to sell this and it leaves this sticky residue, I don't know, like as a consumer, I don't like that on my skin, or right, like let's see, probably there's a proper way on removing it, or a better version of the water sticky soluble stabilizer. So as you can see, there's still so much things to learn with embroidery, and things that we have yet to discover with our Poolin EOC05 machine. So just to summarize everything, all of the patterns that I've done, I think I am somewhat satisfied with it. So there's no, so like I improved in that sense. So I think I put the hoops properly. I think the main problem right now is I think I need to focus. I think I need to watch the process, because like you'll never know if it's going to be stitched at the back. So like what happened with both of my samples today, or the shirts that I did today. I think that's it for now, right? There's a huge improvement, that's for sure. So I think like I am somewhat starting to get comfortable with putting the hoops with the fabric. Other than that, I still want to try different kind of stabilizer, and I will purchase the one that I really need, which is the cutaway or the cutaway mesh stabilizer, especially if you're dealing with t-shirts or like clothes for kids. So I guess this is the end of today's video. So if you like the video, please hit the like button, and once again, you can let me know your thoughts, your opinions, or if you have any suggestions when it comes to embroidery, or if you want to let me know your thoughts about the Poolin, or if you have any questions regarding in today's episode, you can just let me know in the comment section down below. And I will also put our social media in here as well. Please follow us on our social media. So if you want to see more from us, you can subscribe to our channel, and I guess this is it. So what am I saying at the end? So I guess this is it for now. Oh no, not that one. Oh, here you go. So again, thank you for watching. Bye for now.